Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Extreme Tarot, where we do moon readings and pick a cards and maybe zodiac readings again soon. I've been thinking about them. But anyway, for today we're doing a moon reading. We're looking into this new moon in Aries, the second new moon in Aries of Aries season. I think it's super cool because Aries is a very cardinal energy. It is a cardinal energy, and I always think it's like the original cardinal energy because it is like the first sign of the zodiac. Cardinal energy is very initiating energy, so it's a great new moon to sort of get things going, kind of start a new, I don't know, way of being, like whatever habits or anything that you want to like fix or change or like whatever, especially if you kind of got started during the first new moon and maybe faltered a little bit. This second new moon in Aries is a good chance to sort of get back on track. Like, plus it's almost close to Taurus season, so I feel like that could end up giving you some staying power to keep going with your goals if you've been feeling stuck. Also, I shuffled a song for this reading and it was Love Yours by J. Cole, which is like such a special song for me. Wait, hold on, let me just get the first card here. What is the energy coming through, the main energy in this new moon in Aries? It's like a hybrid eclipse. What is the main energy coming through, Spirit? Oh, Virgo, I analyzed. And then we have Mars energy, force, on the bottom of the deck. So I don't know. I just feel like with that song, Love Yours, it just always reminds me of like this time when, I don't know, like I didn't have a boyfriend and one of my cousins called me and was like, oh, you're coming to my wedding, or you're bringing a +1. And I was like, no, like, you know, I'll just be third wheeling with my sister and her fiance. And like, she was like, oh, okay, well, if that changes, let me know. It was like months away. I remember I got off the phone, I was like crying. I'm like, I'm never gonna like have a date for a wedding. Like, I'm just such a loser. Like, I was like, I really got upset about it. Anyway, fast forward to like a month later and my sister's fiance passed away. And I remembered this memory of like, you know, me being upset about it, like third wheeling with them. And I was just like, oh my God, like, if I had the choice now, like I'd stay single forever and like third wheel with them until the end of time. Like, so I feel like there's like a message about like appreciating where you're at, even if it isn't ideal, it isn't what you want, isn't like the job you want, isn't like your romantic life isn't the way you want it to be, your love life. It's like, you're not the way you want to be. It's like, there's still like good stuff even during difficult times that you may like appreciate once like this time has passed and you like kind of shift into a new energy, like, and have other things, like, you know, you might not think that you would miss certain things from your darkest days, but like you do, you know, even if you hear a song, like if you think about it, that makes you think of a hard time, it's like you still feel like a sense of nostalgia sometimes, you know. So anyway, let's just go. What is the energy coming through with this moon? Your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon, and believe in the impossible, blue moon. Take time to breathe out. So I'm getting a sense that you're having like a difficult time maybe figuring out the next step. I'm getting like your commitment is being tested with the first quarter moon, is making me think that there's some sort of like blocks going on, or some sort of test, some sort of trying situation. And I feel like there's like this sort of, with the Virgo energy, I analyze and believe in the impossible. That's kind of like two separate things. So I feel like you could have like a split mind right now where you're like logic versus like your dreams or something like that, where you're maybe thinking that your dreams are impossible, and or something like that. But I feel like with the Virgo energy coming through, I think the way out of this rut is just by doing stuff, like anything. I feel like it's not by analyzing it and getting stuck in like what's that called, analysis paralysis. I feel like you could be stuck in analysis paralysis, and maybe like some goal you have, you're kind of about to like throw in the towel or something like that. I feel like there's some sort of reason to sort of doubt your dreams or something right now. So I feel like the way forward here is, well, first of all, to kind of believe in the impossible, which I'm getting more, hey, like it like really translates into or breaks down to like believing in yourself, and maybe that is impossible for you to think. Like maybe you're someone who thinks that you always like mess things up, or like nothing's ever going to work out for you, kind of have this like doom and gloom mentality, sort of a thing. Even if things aren't necessarily like super dark for you right now, you're just maybe in a rut. Leo, come on, honey. You're like maybe in Leo, maybe feeling a little restless like Leo. You're sort of like in a rut where you wish things were moving but they're not, and you're just like, you can't figure out how to like get out of it or something like that. And okay, like, so say you're not happy with work. We'll just use that because Virgo is making me think of like, I don't know, like more earth practical things. But like say it's something about work and you want a new job or like something like that. Or you want like your business to take off, or like you're having trouble in that area, or just even figuring out what you want to do to begin with I analyze. I feel like what is like, how do you get things moving again? I feel like you get things moving again by just like doing something, anything. Like if you want, you're like, oh, I want to be financially independent, but I have no money or something like that, or I don't have enough money, I don't have the right job for that, or like I have too many bills, like I'm never going to get ahead. It's like, what does being financially independent really boil down to? You have to boil it down to like its simplest form, which is being secure and stable. Like that's how you want to feel. Like it always boils down to a feeling. So you want to feel secure and stable. You feel like money will be the way to do that, which it will. If you had a lot of money, you would feel very secure. That's true. But also you can sort of like draw on those feelings and sort of like sink into those feelings and embody those feelings in your life right now. What is going to make you feel secure? What is going to make you even feel like responsible or something? Because I feel like this is just a work example. We can do a love example after this, I suppose. But yeah, we will. But it's like you can sort of take steps with Virgo. I'm getting like taking steps, like, oh, your commitment is being tested. I don't know, like I'm getting like first quarter moon, and then we're going to like a blue moon, which is a full moon. So it's like for you, I feel like, or for whoever's watching this, I guess, like it's like you don't see how you're going to get from here to here. It's like you're stuck here in the middle, and it's like this is where you're at, this is where you want to be, and you're just like, I'm never going to get there. It just seems like an impossible dream, the impossible dream. And so for work, it's like, what would you do? It's like, well, Virgo is the energy that came through. Virgo is all about your routines, your health, and things like that. And I feel like this could be a simple equation to boil down, and to use for any aspect, whether you're trying to manifest like love, whether you're trying to manifest money and things like that. It's like working on your health, for example, working on your, doing a workout routine, just taking better care of yourself, like cleaning up with Virgo, like, you know, keeping yourself clean, keeping your space clean, like working out, taking care of your body and all your physical things. Like that's going to make you feel better. I say that in my readings a lot because I feel like there's such a correlation between like how you feel inside and what's going on the outside. But it's also like the reverse is true, that like your outer environment is going to influence you on the inside. So if things are like a mess in your life, hey, that's me in the TV, stop it. If things are like a mess in your life, in whatever way, maybe your house is clean, but like you haven't paid your bills, like, you know, whatever it is, like start taking steps to fix whatever is making you not feel secure. Because like there's definitely a sense that you need to like embody the feeling of whatever you're trying to, like whatever your dreams are, like start being in that energy now. And I feel like you're having a tough time with it, because you're not taking steps. You're just trying to think of a solution real quick. And it's like, I don't think it's like you're going to like all of a sudden have this brilliant insight that's going to solve all your problems. I think it's more so like you're going to take little steps and it's going to happen slowly over time. I feel like you're waiting for like a miracle. And it's like you have to, no one's going to come like give you a miracle. Even if, say, you came into some money, like you might, if you're in like kind of like a crappy energy, just like squander it and then you wouldn't have it anymore. And then you're probably going to be beating yourself up. So it's good to sort of like cultivate these really like responsible habits, like self-discipline. I'm getting your commitment is being tested. It's like kind of like a vibe of like discipline. Let's see what else we're getting for this moon, this Aries moon. We have the 8th house as a life or death issue, getting and using power, use other people's resources. Okay. That could be about inheritances and other people's money and things like that. But let's see. And then we have in Virgo, again, methods for the healing power of, the analyzing of, resulting from the perfection of. I feel like, yeah, with Virgo, there could be a tendency to be a perfectionist and feel like if you're not going to do it like whole hog, like you're not going to do it at all, kind of a thing, all or nothing. So I think it's important for you to realize, like, even taking a little step every day, like, even if you like skip a day, like to go back to it the next day, even if you're like, oh, I really need to clean my house. Like, that's like, again, an example I always use because I always need to clean. But, and you're just like, oh, but I just don't have the energy today, because it's like it's important to rest as well. But I feel like I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I feel like it's important, but just do a little bit that day, like, you know what I mean, just like close some drawers, like, you know, because like, you know, when your like house is a mess and like, you know, you have a bunch of drawers open, stuff everywhere, whatever, like I'm like a scatterbrain, so that's always what my house is like. No Virgos allowed because you'll probably die. But just kidding. But anyway, yeah, like it's like just like close the drawers, like straighten up a little bit, take 5 minutes to just straighten up, even if you don't do the whole cleaning. I feel like you could be somebody that's just like all or nothing, whoever's watching this, or something like that. And then if we're going to be talking about relationships, like an example I was using before with the job, it's like, say, you know, you want to have a relationship, you want someone, you just want to have that emotional fulfillment. That's like the feeling that you're really after, that like fun and maybe like emotional security. It's like a little bit different. Like you just want to have like good loving feelings in your life, feeling really happy and stuff. That's like, again, something you can manifest for yourself little by little. Like you can spend more time with your family and friends. You could appreciate. Stop, baby, get down off of there now. That's enough. Get down. Sorry, he's like looking out the window, growling at a bird, I'm sure. But even like that whole example I used at the beginning, like with Love Yours by J. Cole, it's like back then, like there were so many times that my sister and her fiance were like, oh, come over. And I was just like kind of in a I was like, no, like I'm going through, like I'm depressed about my life. Like you don't understand. Like, meanwhile, it probably would have been more productive and for me to like, not productive, but conducive to me finding love if I would have just like went there and hung out, had some laughs, because like really we always had a great time together, like the 3 of us or 4 of us because my niece too. But it's like, anyway, I would have like had a great time with them and would have been in a better vibe and probably, you know, would have felt better overall and would have moved things along quicker for me. But I didn't see it that way, obviously, at the time, and ended up regretting it later. But it's like you kind of have a chance now to sort of like appreciate your life as it is. Like I was saying, like even if you're in a dark time, like there'll be things you miss about this dark time, so just kind of keep that in mind. So let's see, what else do we want to do? I'm just gonna get more oracle cards because why not, and then we'll get tarot. Oh, but just like wanted to come out happy, but let's just see. But I think, right, like kind of trying to cultivate these better feelings for yourself and taking little practical steps towards making that happen again, whether it's like a thing about money and responsibility and you need to just kind of like buckle down a little bit and have a little bit of discipline. I'm going to do one thing a day. Like that's it. If you do one thing a day, if you straighten up your bathroom for 5 minutes, like whatever it is, like, you know, with the love thing, if you just like take some time to like enjoy and appreciate all the love that you do have in your life, take time to cultivate those relationships, spend time with those people, and just be in like in a happy energy. So what, we have round and round. And then we had that happy again. It's like, I feel like you're stuck in a cycle again with this coming out under the analyze. I analyze Virgo energy. I feel like you're just like going around and around in your head, trying to figure something out when it's like you need to like, not you need to, but it would be better if you would just kind of like set that down for a minute and like focus on something else, like a little bit. We have the Temple Path. And all tied up on the bottom of the deck. What else do I want to get? Let me get one of these. And even like if you're feeling like creatively stifled or something like that, which I have been, that's why I'm like talking about it right now. But like I feel like even with my readings, I'm like, oh, I can't even think of a reading. I can't even think of a spread I want to do. Like I'm just not inspired. I even try to do readings sometimes and I like stop it halfway through. I'm like, this sucks. Like this is such a stupid reading. Today I just gave myself permission to like talk however I want because and I don't really care because no one really watches my mood readings anyway. So I'm like, whatever. But anyway, like I was like, I'm having a block with my creativity and I just ordered paint. And I'm like, you know what, that's like, really, I meant it about my tarot channel, but I'm like, you know what, I feel like if I just start trying to like find the fun in creativity again, instead of like, I need to have a reading so I can start like trying to like grow my channel. Like, it's like, you have to take a step back from that and like find the fun again. Like, I'm gonna like, maybe invite one of my girlfriends over, like let's just like hang out, put a good show on, like paint some fucking pictures and like have a great night, eat some food, like, you know, and just do something like that, or even by myself, whatever. But do you know what I'm saying? Like take a step back from like your actual goal and just something that sort of like will help you to like expand in that area, like, but it's like more fun, or just it's not exactly what you're trying to do, like for instance with my channel, but it's like trying to tap into the essence of like creativity, like, you know, same thing with like responsibility, same thing with love and like things like that. So what else? Oh my god. Armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. We have rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. So let's look at the, oh, let me get the affirmations too. Which, you know, new moons are all about setting intentions. So what should your like main focus be? What intentions are best for the collective right now? Looks like way too many. I think one flipped. Two flipped, which is what I wanted to get. Perfect. On the bottom, it says, I am allowed to say no. And we just had that set healthy boundaries energy as well. We have, I release control of my plans to make way for my destiny. Yeah, it's like you're being a little bit too rigid in the way that you're, I guess, the vision for your life is very rigid, and you see it as like you have to like control it or something like that. And you're just like making yourself like, I feel like a very restless, frenetic, I don't know what that word means. It just like popped in my head. Maybe I meant to say frantic. I am the guardian of my happiness, but like a very like restless energy. And it's like, instead of that, it's like you, like I was saying, you have to just like, and just do something else. With the temple path, I release control of my plans to make way for my destiny. I feel like you need something you need to remember too. It's like, I feel like corny to be like, you need to have faith, but like, but again, believe in the impossible and like having faith in yourself, like, are two things that kind of go together, are like a similar meaning. And I feel like you need to trust your path with the temple path. Like you need to trust that, like, even if you feel like you're blocked off or like held back from like what you're trying to do, like there's blocks to your manifestations or something like that, you're having trouble, like I was saying, like tapping into your creativity, like finding a job or getting your financial situation sorted out, like finding a love like for yourself or whatever it is. Just because you're feeling like held up or blocked off in that area does not mean that you're off your path. It might mean that you're sort of trying to like take control of the reins a little bit too much here with I release control, to make way for my destiny, which means that like it's a lot simpler than you're making it out to be. Like I think simplification is like the main word of this reading here. We need to like release control, like get out of that mental energy and focus more on the feelings. I am the guardian of my happiness. Like you have to make happiness and feeling good and just feeling good about yourself a priority. I feel like that should be your main goal. Like whatever you're doing, does this make me feel good? If you're sitting down feeling depressed, why do I feel depressed? What if I get up and fluff up my sheets? Like, you know, because I just think of depression as like laying in bed and stuff like that with like empty food containers on the nightstand. And like, you know what I mean? Like you're just like, you won't get out of bed. So it's like, just throw those away, like fluff out those sheets, like, you know, change your pajamas, take a shower and get back in bed. It'll be like a whole new vibe. You'll just like feel, you'll relax more. Because even when you're depressed and you're in bed or something like that, you're not relaxing. You're like stressing. You're like stress-laxing. Isn't that like a word? So I don't know. I just feel like try to like actually do things that are going to actually help you relax, like, you know. So let's see what else we can get. Okay. How can my collective who's watching this reading best utilize these energies? Let's see. I want to see more about what's been going on in everyone's life here, actually. Let's see, like, it'll be like past, present, future. So let's just get a comprehensive look at what's going on in the collective right now, actually. What do we need to know? Okay, so we have the Sun. That's a beautiful Sun card. We have Strength. Oh, Judgment. The Page of Swords. Oh, and the Four of Wands. Okay. And then the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. The Page of Pentacles a lot of times like brings to mind beginner's mind to me. And that's like something that like, it's like an energy of humbling yourself, kind of like having some like humble pie and being like, okay, maybe I don't know everything. And I need to sort of like go back to the beginning and like pretend I'm like a novice or something like that. Like, find the fun again, like I was talking about with the creativity and stuff. And even with like this whole like responsibility thing that we're talking about, or even love and like trying to find love, like find, like you might think like, oh, I'm trying to manifest love and I'm like a master, I do my affirmations every day and blah blah blah. Like you're like trying too hard, almost you're trying too hard. You got to get back in this beginner's mind here with the Page of Pentacles. If you're worried too much about trying to manifest love, like stop worrying about it and go like have a drink with one of your girlfriends. Like if you're trying to like you know, and just have some fun and take the pressure off of everything and just like inject some good energy into your life. So looking at this tarot, I feel like in the past, like the recent past, it's like maybe things seemed like they were headed in a positive direction with the Sun, because we have the Sun and then we have Strength, which is both like Leo energy. But like, I'm gonna hold these up, hold on. But it's like, this is like a really sunny, bright, positive Sun card. And then this is like where things just like took a dark turn, where it's like you weren't expecting it maybe, where like I was saying, things seemed like they were going well. And then it was like you were met with some sort of an obstacle. And I don't even think it was necessarily an outer obstacle, because I always look at on the Strength card lately, I've been really looking at the lion or whatever animal is depicted. Sometimes it's something different, but it's a lion here, where it's like, is the lion being tamed? Is the lion docile and like licking her hand? Is the lion like hugging her, like, or whatever's going on here? So like in this case, it looks like the lion is like struggling to like get away, and she's trying to like kind of keep a hold on, like it's getting out of control or something like that. So I feel like that's kind of like a vibe you've been in recently, where things kind of took a turn for the worst, or you, like I was saying, you had some blocks or like some emotions that came up that you maybe thought were like behind you. You thought you were like moving into this happier era. Your commitment is being tested. Yeah, it's like something came up that was just like kind of set you back, I would say. And it's like there's like this struggle energy of like trying to keep a hold of yourself, like where I feel like there is like a very negative vibe coming through, like with Strength, that's like Leo energy. It's also a number 8, which is making me think of like the 8th house, so like repressed emotions and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe something good happened that triggered this in you, like whatever that is. Maybe like, for instance, you got an offer for a new job, but like you almost got a job and then it didn't end up working out and it made you feel like a failure, like, or you almost felt like things were moving forward and you were like talking to somebody and then it just like stopped. Or you're making, like for instance with my channel, it was like maybe you were on a good vibe doing some good readings and then you just dried up your creativity and you couldn't think, and you just couldn't do it anymore. You just felt like super blocked off, and like it made you start like feeling bad about yourself. it made a lot of like, I think, intense feelings kind of come up for you. And with strength though, it's like stuff related to like, I feel like your pride, it like hurt your pride where it made you feel like not good enough, or it made you lose your confidence and feel like insecure and things like that. So I think that's what Spirit's saying, like your commitment is being tested. It's almost like you're supposed to go through this wave in order to strengthen you or something. Right now we're in the element, in the card of judgment, the energy of judgment, sorry. Where it's almost like, I think what I'm getting from this card is like detachment. Like, I feel like you're too, like, detachment is a practice. Like, it's so easy. Like, oh, just detach from it. Like, oh yeah, it's that easy. Like, okay. But like it is and it's not. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you have to like decide to detach from certain things and just, and to keep deciding to do it even when, they keep coming up for you, for example. I feel like whatever this is referring to for you, again, we've said all the examples a million times, like, you know by now. But whatever it is, like if you're like stressing about whatever you're stressing about, something you're worrying about, something, for if it's a relationship, I'll just use that example. Oh, like I haven't heard from this person. Am I ever going to hear from them? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I feel like you need to just, again, like to try to like detach from it and be like, you know what, like, I need to release control. I release control of my plans to make way for my destiny. You have to like sort of be like, tell yourself like, I may or may not be meant to be with this person. It's not for me to maybe decide. It's kind of like with the temple path. It's like, you know, if you have faith sort of in like your own destiny and in yourself, maybe like this person actually isn't the right person for me. Maybe they are, but maybe they're not. But like just detaching from the idea of like, I thought this person was the one and now like I don't know if they are, and like how do I like find out for sure? Like it's like you have to detach from not knowing. Like you have to detach from like, and it's like I was saying, it's a practice, and it's like some days you have a good day and it's easier to detach. Some days you're having like a rough day and these thoughts crop up and it's more difficult, but it's like you keep doing it. It's a practice, just like doing these little daily habits for yourself. This is a practice. You might skip a day, you might undetach, you might attach right back onto it and like start obsessing again. But it's like you recognize it and you're like, take a breath and then like try to detach again, because this is just like a very free energy. It's like this person's on this boat. It's almost like the boat is sinking. Let me hold this up so you can see it. It's almost like the boat is maybe about to start, it's not focusing, about to start sinking, and it's like all these people, it's like letting that go and like kind of float up. So I feel like that's like important for you to do right now, is just kind of practice the art of detachment, like look into it. And then like moving forward, we have like the Page of Swords and the Four of Wands. So again, it's like, first of all, I feel like I see a lot of like angel imagery. I feel like you could be maybe, I feel like maybe like the universe could be conspiring, because we have believe in the impossible here. And so anyway, sorry. So maybe like there is some good luck coming your way if you could just sort of like get into like this good vibe here. Maybe it won't be what you think. Again, like it'll be something though that you're like destined. I hate using that word, even though whatever, it says it right there on the card, but like something that you're like kind of like meant to align with in your life here. And it might be different than what you thought. You might be thinking that, you know, okay, like it's going to be this person, or I'm, for instance, with the creativity thing, I might start painting and then realize I want to like do something completely different, not even related to my channel, which I hope doesn't happen. But again, like it might, like, and you have to just be like, okay, like whatever, like I'm just going to start like, you know, trying to make myself feel better and see where that road takes me. It's like you just, whatever, like I said, you put it down, take a couple paces to the right, and then just like start doing something else, start on a whole new path almost. I'm getting a lot about your path. Like wherever you're at now, you're not getting anywhere. It's like you need to walk this way and like go down a new path and just try it just for fun. It might not work out, but just try it. Like switch your energy, do something to change your energy. The Page of Swords, and then we have the Four of Wands. This is an interesting Four of Wands because usually it's a card of like celebration. This looks like more like the Four of Swords to me, where she's just kind of like laying down. But I feel like what that message is that because like the Four of Wands is about joy, celebrations, parties, and things like that. And I feel like that's more of like that positive energy that we're talking about moving into. And even with the Page of Swords, that could be about researching, like learning something new and things like that. But learning something new that's going to like bring you joy, like just getting in touch with that. Like even if it's about cleaning and things like that, and like being more responsible, like researching new ways to like manage your money, to like organize your drawers, like, you know, things like that, and you start doing them, are just gonna like bring in a whole new energy for you. It's like a lot of peace for you. You're gonna feel relaxed, and just like happy inside. It's a very like, content. I'm not getting like super joyous, like I'm gonna be partying, all my dreams came true. It's more like you're just gonna be in a very like peaceful, content energy. So yeah, I feel like that's all I have to say about this. I'm just gonna get you a few advice cards, and then we're gonna close out the reading. Oh, I'm gonna get you a love advice too, just in case, because I have these cards out. So what's love advice for the peeps watching, if they need it? I think I'll get 2 of these, and then we'll just get the regular advice. We have a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. And then look what's on the bottom. Time. You were trying too hard. Give it time. I think I said that there's an energy of like trying too hard. So even if this isn't about love and you're like already like in a relationship or something like that, where it's like this love message isn't relevant, I feel like the fact that it's like time, you were trying too hard, and then a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. So maybe you're trying too hard because you feel like this person, if you have a person, doesn't like you or something like that, but it's like they really are thinking of you. There might just be another obstacle in the way, and you trying too hard isn't going to change that no matter what. So just, again, detach. Okay. And then we have, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. And let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So it's like, do what feels right to you. If it feels right to you to sort of like, you know, kind of still believe in this connection, wait for this person or something like that, do it. If it feels right for you to sort of detach from it, move on and try something new and just be open to the idea of love in general, do that. Like if it, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like, do what feels right for you. But again, it's like that sort of vibe of like focusing on your feelings. Do what feels right to you. Like try to get in touch with your heart, not with your anxious mind. Like, you know. All right, let's just get some advice and see what else Spirit has to say. You're a creator. Create your mood, create your day, create some love in the world. Like you have the power, like you have, like everyone does. Everyone is a creator. Like that's like a right that we all have, like when we were born here, whatever. And you have the power to sort of shift things, but you're, I think, giving the power away to outside sources. Like, oh, if this person would love me, if this job would have hired me, if blah, 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 like, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, but like really, like you can change things up. Like you have to, and like I was saying with the strength card, it's like an issue of confidence and of, I guess, power. Like, I don't know if I said that, but I guess I'm thinking about it now if I didn't. But again, a life or death issue I'm seeing. It's like, it's not life or death, first of all. Like minimize like the importance of it, because that's important to do too. Like to stop giving your power away. Like put the power and the focus back on you and what you can do in this moment. Creator energy is like Wands energy. It's like firepower. It's like you got to do. Like do something new. Trust the strange and mysterious at this time. Yeah, there's that whole message about like having faith, following your path. Like even if things don't seem like they're working out, I feel like Spirit really wants you to know, like sort of like you're exactly where you're meant to be right now. Even if you feel like you're stagnating and you're stuck and you're like, I got off my path. I think Spirit's like, you're on the path, like where you're supposed to be, but you're like not walking forward or something. Even if like, how I was saying, like maybe go to a different path, or maybe just take a step on the path that you're already on. Take any step. Maybe take a step to the left, you know. Don't hide from your mistakes. Own that shit. Like recognize where you have maybe went wrong, where you have been stuck and stagnant, and start owning it, facing it, and doing something about it. Thought, why do we feel mad and disgusted with ourselves when we fail? Stupid for trying. We should stop. That's like that whole thing where I was saying about if you had like, you were talking to somebody and it didn't work out. You tried to get a job, but you almost got it, but you didn't get it. It's like, again, like, why are you're wasting time, not wasting time. I don't want to say like you should beat yourself up for like being upset about it. Of course you're upset, but it's like, there's a difference between being like disappointed that you didn't get a job and telling yourself it's because like you're a failure. You know what I mean? Like kind of try to see the distinction between those two things, separate them out and be like, okay, you know, I didn't get that job. It didn't work out. What can I do to make myself feel better now? Not like, oh, like, why would I even try? Why would they have ever hired me? Like, and beating yourself up. That's like two very different energies. It's okay to like be disappointed in something not working out, but to blame yourself for it as if like it's your fault, that's kind of crazy and not really productive. You know, it's not going to keep you feeling good. Power is always in flux. The wheel is always turning. Look, and you don't have to have it all figured out. Just take the next step. That's exactly what this reading is about. Just take a step to do something, like anything you can do. And meditation prompt, who am I? Who have I always been? Look to your childhood, let loose a little bit and have some mindless fun. Yeah, we got to like switch our focus here. This, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's something you can think about. If you've been having like some like identity issues or something like that, where you don't even know who you are and you're trying to like work on the relationship with yourself. I mean, that's always something you can do. But yeah, I think we're going to leave the reading here, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one, okay?